Good afternoon. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Randy Danielson. I'm the Dean of the Arizona School of Health Sciences, and I'm thrilled to be here today. We've had a wonderful couple of days. I had the opportunity yesterday morning of talking to our Board of Trustees and sharing with them our festivities for today and celebrating 20 years of the Arizona School of Health Sciences. I particularly would like to thank those folks that helped put this together and the planning committee for our 20th anniversary. And if they're here, just if you'd stand up or wave, and that's Michael Chang, Karen DiCarlo, Melissa Eisenman, Michael Estes, Jeffrey Hoffa, Dana Kernan, Bernadette Minio, Ken Pavlik, Greg Rubenstein, Karen Scott, Henry Trahan, Amanda Vigil, Linda Wheelis, Tana Wilkinson, and Anna Wright, just to name a few. Thank you. So it's to get started, it's an honor for me to introduce a member of our Board of Trustees and an alumnus of our first PA class back in 1997, Dr. James Cannon.
Thank you for coming. We just had a wonderful Board of Trustees meeting, just concluded this morning. The Board of Trustees, the chairs, Dr. Scott Drew, want to say thank you for coming. Thank you for all the great things that you do out there as professionals and alumnus of alumni of ASHS. What's really profound, we were closing our meeting this morning, and we were talking about what are we about? What is the institution about, the university? And I remember because the initials were CIA. It was compassion, integrity, and ability. And all of you live and breathe those attributes. You know, so many things have changed since 20 years ago. Okay, now what's really important that's changed, and this is not for you, Ken, but you'll really appreciate this. Notice this picture right here. Does anyone still have their MacBook from the first class, their PowerBook at all that we got? You still have yours, okay. Well, thank God Apple has changed, okay? Because I have my iPhone 6 Plus and every version I think I could ever purchase of Apple products. But really, what hasn't changed about our program, our university, the direction that we are heading, is our compassion, our integrity, and ability. So thank you very much from the Board of Trustees. I'd like to introduce the president of the university, Dr. Craig Phillips.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ken. Thank you, Dr. Danielson. Those board members, if you're here, if you would stand up or just give a wave, that would be wonderful. I know a few of them will try to stick around. Some had in the back, but thank you. Some had planes to catch earlier. And then our former board members, I saw Paul Reichard here. Paul, did you make it back? Any other former Board of Trustee members? And they're the people who every 90 days leave their family, their home, their jobs, travel somewhere, perhaps Missouri, Phoenix, Arizona, in the winter, not bad, right? Or some other place, and take on the responsibility, if I do share responsibility, of the university that has grown tremendously. And I was so excited as Randy started planning for this with his team for this 20th anniversary, because having been a Phoenix native basically, and knowing that we had a lack of health professions education in the valley and literally in the country, and being one of the students who was part of a group of Arizonans, 12 that were part of the Kirksville and Arizona program, and going to Kirksville and then coming back here and practicing, this was really, I think, critical to the healthcare of Arizona and throughout this country. And it's grown now. You'll hear about the alumni, the wonderful works that our alumni are doing. Faculty and staff, some that are still here from those original days, you get to visit with some of them, and some of our faculty who really just joined us this last summer. So some wonderful people. But it goes back, when you think about Dr. Still, come to find out the guy kind of knew what he was talking about. The body and the mind and the spirit are all connected. And we know that because we can look at functional MRIs. But you know that because when you're talking to the patient every day, whether it be in the emergency room, whether it be in a physical therapy office, whether it be an athletic training room, an audiology office, whether it be in an administrative role that you may now be in, an occupational therapy role, wherever that is, you know now that there's a body, mind, and spirit, a family and community connected to every patient that you see. And that's part of the DNA of A.T. Still University that you got here. Now, early on, there were some tough goings, right? We started as tough. And there are times that are still tough because healthcare and education are changing. But the DNA of what you learned here, whenever it was, 20 years ago, or as recently as I see some students that were in class yesterday, That's the difference. That's the advantage you have of any other healthcare provider in this world, certainly in your neighborhoods. You can touch them with a different way, different philosophy, in a way that brings value to your life and value to their life. So thank you to our students, our graduates, our faculty, staff, and our leadership. Thank you for sharing today with us, and thank you, Randy. And I get to introduce the president of the A.T. Still University Alumni Association, Jeffrey Hoffa. Dr. Hoffa. You're our assistant graduate.
So, first thing I'd like to do is just welcome everybody to the 20th anniversary program for the Arizona School of Health Sciences. We started off a long time ago in the trailers, and now we're here at this wonderful technologically advanced university. I think, if anything, a lot of people that were coming in through the door were talking, the good old days, back in the trailers. I think it adds a little bit of character once you get to a nice place like this. So I think it serves everybody well. For all those people, and the people that are returning here also to come back and visit and see what the university has evolved into. An alumni association is typically associated with giving, and they're through different parts of the university. With a recent conversation with Dr. Phelps and a lot of different people here, we have a lot of donors that come from the legacy DO program. Arizona School of Health Sciences is just a little bit different. We have a lot of graduates though. There are a lot of people that could be giving. The giving is only part of it, and really connecting with all of you to broaden the university in the long run, broaden the Arizona School of Health Sciences is one thing. But really what it's about, one of the more important things that's overlooked, it is the network that you're creating. I have some experience in other settings where I'm dealing with other universities, and you know something? Those people are plugging their professionals that graduate into important positions. Now, it's not said every day, but this is what's happening. I'm watching people as they're plugged into key positions in Washington, D.C., and it's about time that this university and the Arizona School of Health Sciences starts taking our good professionals, in my opinion, some of the best professionals that we have out there. You should know I'm on the Arizona Regulatory Board of Physicians. It's I get to look at all these cases all day long of people who don't practice so good, and good enough, I think that a lot of our people from Arizona School of Health Sciences, they don't end up in front of us. A good lot of them don't. But this is a chance for us to evolve to be a preeminent institution in the United States. And eventually to get there, it's how we connect with one another. Right now, our alumni association, I'm going to bring some people up, my cheat sheet, so I know what class and what year that they brought with. Our alumni association, along with the greater University Alumni Association and the Arizona School of Health Sciences staff, are working on ways to connect even better. But in the long run, it's those good people that we're graduating that have the potential to become great leaders. That is where it's going to matter. That's where your paper that you get from this university is going to improve. And that is where all of us get a step up. And it also gives you a chance to do something good for your country and for policy in this country. So with that, I'd like to thank the Board of Trustees. I'd like to thank everybody at the Arizona School of Health Sciences, Dr. Danielson, who has been a mentor and a good friend for many years now. And I'd like to bring some people up and recognize the people we have from our Arizona School of Health Sciences Alumni Chapter here today. Dr. Robin Wilhelm, if you'd all just come up with me for just a moment. We have Thad Walker, we have Dr. Brenda Lowe, and Cynthia Wheeler. If you all would just come down here for just a moment, just to these are the people that help make our team for the Alumni Association, and this is part of our future. It's always rolling. There are always new people coming, and there are good people that are going that we keep on as advisors. But these are some of the people that we have to thank for what we have today and looking forward down to the future. So give them a hand. The other people that couldn't be here today, Ian McLeod, he's on staff here, but unfortunately he couldn't be here because his wife is presenting at another conference, and I had to, if I were faced with that dilemma, I might have to take a pass too. Stay married. We have Samantha Sigler, we have Dr. David Peterson, and we have Kevin Messy and Sarah Peeves on our board as well. But we wanted to come here and thank you all for being here. Thank you all for every contribution that you've made to make this university and the Arizona School of Health Sciences the way it is today. We also stand ready with Dr. Phelps to achieve our destiny. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hoffa. A couple of other folks that I would like to, first of all, you know, I wish I had the time to go through this room. There's so many people in this room that I'd like to acknowledge for all the great work that you've done, and just know that I appreciate all you do. There are some other folks that I do want to make sure that I mention that make a huge difference in the running of the Arizona School of Health Sciences. First of all, my boss, Dr. Norm Gevitz, thank you for being here. Thank you. You can applaud for him. There you go. Dr. Eric Sowers, chair of our interdisciplinary health science program, our athletic training, anatomy, and research. Dr. Tabitha Parent-Buck was here earlier and had to leave for another thing, but thanks to her. Dr. Jim Ferris, the chair of our physical therapy program, thanks for being here. Dr. Rachel Diamont, the acting chair of our occupational therapy program, thank you very much. A couple of others, former chair and now program director of our OTD program, Dr. Minio, thank you for being here. All right, who am I forgetting? Eric, help me out here. It's terrible. I forgot my vice dean, Dr. Annalee Birch, and I'll hear about this. So, what's that?
You recognize it.
Yeah, I did. Well, I'm going to blame it on the PT faculty. They made me go out to the bouncy machine a little earlier, and I fell down and I couldn't get up. So, but anyway, please, thank you for being here. When we started looking at the 20th anniversary of ASHS, I asked the planning committee, what should we do? And they said, let's find out who were the first 20 employees of what we call the KCUM Southwest Center. And let's invite them here and let's honor them. Now, I said this to the Board of Trustees the other day, but 20 years ago today, where's Dr. Walker at? You're here somewhere. 20 years ago today, yeah, there you are, we were in a little strip mall at 35th Avenue in Camelback with no windows, and we had no curricula, we had no faculty, we had no building, and we had no students. 20 years ago today. And when I shared last night with the Board of Trustees, I shared, as of today, we have 7,878 graduates of ASHS. Pretty nice. And as Dr. Hoffman mentioned, these are our graduates who are out making a significant difference. I'm honored when I get to travel around the country and attend alumni receptions and get to meet those folks. It's an incredible part of my life. So what we did as a planning committee is we invited, first of all, we had to figure out who are the first 20 people. And guess what? Honestly, I went to HR and they go, we don't go back that far. So we did some research and we finally found out some things. So what I'm going to do now, my part of this is to recognize the folks that are here, actually the first 20 employees of what was called the Kirksville College of Osteopathic Medicine Southwest Center for Medical Education and Health Sciences. Am I right, April? We couldn't even get that on a business card. And so what I'm going to do is ask some folks to come up here one at a time and stay up here if you would. We have a little token of our appreciation for you. And so the first person I'm going to call up is the first person that I met when I walked into that building at 35th Avenue, and that's Dr. Lynn Walker. Dr. Walker, please come up. What we have, Dr. Walker, for you is a nice shirt. It looks just like this one, except it has your name on the back. And go ahead. And also one of our commemorative coins. And Dr. Walker was the Associate Dean of the KCUM Southwest Center, and he was our boss. And one of the things that struck me is, I said a minute ago about we didn't have faculty, students, curriculum, building. But what we did have is a group of leaders from KCOM. This is, we have faith in you, to put together 4 programs: PA, PT, OT, and what we called at that time sports healthcare. And this man brought in many folks to put those programs together. So, we appreciate coming all the way from Kansas City. So, thank you, Dr. Lynn Walker. Stay up here if you would. Okay. Another person who was very well known in the Valley and had been working with KCOM for many years, taking care of 3rd and 4th year medical students from Kirksville, and was also the medical director for our PA program, and that's Dr. Deering. Please come up. Thank you, sir.
Good to see you.
Also, by the way, there will be a game this afternoon out on the lawn. Everybody's number 20.
Hey, just so you know, for those of us that were around back then, the faculty and the PT took on each other at a basketball game. So this doesn't go too far.
There you go.
Thank you.
The next on our list is Claire Castleman, and she couldn't be here today, but we do have a shirt for her, and we're going to track her down, April, and get her this shirt. And the other person that I met when I first walked into that building, was the person at the front desk, who had a great smile, still does, and made us all feel welcome, and that's April Jones. Please come up. Thank you. Here you go. And the type of folks that work that job, they know everything. In fact, she probably still knows where some of the skeletons are buried. The next person that Dr. Walker hired to run our PT program was Suzanne Browne. She couldn't be here today. We have a shirt for her. We'll make sure we get that to her as well. And thanks to her, we put together a premier PT program, and that program has that legacy has continued through today. Also, the next person that Lynn hired was our first PA director, Dr. Rick Davis. If you join us. Thank you, sir. I remember one day, here you go, Rick called me, and I actually was working at Wichita State University on faculty there, and I'd left Arizona, and he called me up. He says, "I'm taking this new job, but you better get your butt out here and help out." And also Rick has been a huge mentor for me in PA education, and I thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Randy.
The next person that was hired was Jackie Kingman at that time in our sports healthcare program, and actually later went on through our PA program. And I talked to Jackie a few weeks ago. She's actually in Indiana and couldn't be here, but we have a nice shirt for her, and we'll make sure that we get that. In fact, I should say this: this program is being streamed today. So hi, Jackie, and we'll get that shirt to you. Another person that helped us out with our beginnings of our PT program and has really been instrumental in certainly our physical therapy program, and especially when it comes to musculoskeletal ultrasound, and that's Wayne Smith. Where are you at, Wayne? Come on down. And if you ever want to know anything about MSK, he'll be happy to talk to you for about 6 hours. Thank you, sir. Come on over. Okay, the next person that was hired was to start our occupational therapy program, and that was Dr. Janet Jedlica. And hi, Janet. Hopefully she's watching, and I sent everybody the link. She sends her best. I heard from her just a few weeks ago, and I believe, I'm going to mess this up, she's either in Wisconsin or Minnesota. I get them all mixed up. I don't know. It's one of those upper states. I don't know. So I'm in trouble. So we have a shirt for her and a coin, and we'll get that to her. what happened when our students and our faculty first walked into that small building, that 25,000 square foot building that many of us were at the ribbon cutting. First person that you run into besides these folks was the person that talked to you about computers. They also will talk to you for 6 hours. And you know who I'm talking about already, but please welcome Dr. Ken Padwick. Ken continues to be on faculty and is our associate dean and was instrumental in putting this together. Thank you, sir. Another person who was very instrumental in the early part of the KCUM Southwest Center in our occupational therapy program was Paula Tadano. And unfortunately, Paula passed away a number of years ago, but continues to be part of ASHS. And I've tried to reach out to her husband and will continue to do so. And we have a shirt for her husband. And we appreciate what Paula did for us so many years ago. That legacy continues as well. So thanks, Paula. Another person that we almost pulled out of retirement, but he was someone who was down at the University of Arizona and was very instrumental in the athletic training program in this country. And we brought him down to Phoenix to start our sports healthcare program, and that's Dr. Gary Delforge. And I told Gary he could have 20 minutes of my time if he had anything to say.
Just to let you know the power of this program, I continue to be the team doctor at Thunderbird High School. And thanks to this gentleman, I stole one of the best people in that program, Ryan Wolf, who's been my athletic trainer since he basically left the program. And he's outstanding and continues to be a role model, and it's because of what you did. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. At the very early beginnings, I told you a minute ago that Rick called me and asked me to come and help out with the PA program, and then he called a good friend of ours, and I don't remember if he were still in southern Arizona, but we needed someone that knew the state of Arizona and the PAs in the state, and that was Michael Quirk. And Mike, come on down, where are you? Mike he tells me he's semi-retired and he lives in Key West. So.
It's hard. It's hard.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good to see you. And another hug.
Boy, this line is getting long, isn't it? Also, in the early beginnings of our PT program, as I mentioned earlier, it's the folks at KCUM had a lot of faith in us and to go out and find the people who could actually build something up from scratch. And the next person that helped us out with that was Deanna Fay. Deanna. Thank you. Thank you. The next person who couldn't be with us today, but I spoke with her a few weeks ago, who was here from the very beginning and put together our anatomy program. And if I could ask the faculty and the students, you would know right away that that's Sue Hillman. And Sue is relaxing in Costa Rica with a bed and breakfast that she has built down there. And she said, if you're ever there, come on by. We'll get this to her as well. Also, in the early beginnings of our occupational therapy program, we needed someone who could really make a difference in getting out into the community and finding places for our OT students. And who's done that from the very beginning, and that's Mary Greer. Mary. Mary came to me the other day and she says, I'll be there, but I'm not going to say anything. Thank you, Mary. Some of you faculty may remember at the very early beginnings of our PT program, we also had a physical therapist by the name of Brian Scully. And I've reached out to Brian and have not heard back from him, but we have a shirt for him, and we're going to make sure that he gets that shirt as well. So the big compliment to the PA program after Rick and Mike and I were there is somebody said, wait a minute, what are we going to do? You got 3 guys in the PA program. We need to balance this off. And we did that very well. We were able to bring on Carmen Meredith from the Air Force. Carmen, come on up.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carmen.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
And not that I'm voting, but if we needed a quarterback today, should get my my vote for that. Green Bay could have used one last week. Ooh, that was bad. I know. Another person who was instrumental in the beginnings of the KCM Southwest Center, and also in our put together our research department. And in fact, there's a picture of her hanging in our library here when she always said, "Research is fun." And we'd always go, "What?" And but she made a huge difference, and that was Cheryl Mugisco. And Cheryl passed away a number of years ago. And is Ernie here? I had reached out to Ernie, her husband, and he was going to try to get here, but he was thrilled that we were having this event, and we have a shirt for him. Did I miss anybody? No? Okay. So once again, thank you guys for all that you've done for ASHS. Thank you. Okay. What's that? You can sit down now. I could always get Rick to help me out. He used to walk by my office. He'd walk by the office and he says, "You have a typo on the 3rd line." And yes, that's next. Yep.
You get to tell stories about Randy Danielson.
That's at the 30th. And
Anybody have any stories
and
about Randy?
yes, we'll do that later. So another thing that I wanted to say is that there are really 3 other folks that were instrumental in not only the early beginnings of KCOM, but the middle part and the end part. And that is, many of you will remember we were on the campus of Grand Canyon University, and people would say, "Oh, you're a Grand Canyon PA program or PT program." No, we're KCM Southwest Center, and that really confused them. And so we became the Arizona School of Health Sciences. And then we outgrew that 25,000 square foot building. Our programs grew, and we had some great folks come in and not only take the leadership role of ASHS, but of the entire university, and came out and found this land out here, 50 acres out here, and created A.T. Still University. And I couldn't let the day go by without recognizing 3 people, and we actually have shirts for them. It doesn't have numbers on it, but it has stars. And hold that up. And it's not to be confused with the Dallas Cowboys. but if Dr. Phelps, Dr. Wendell, and Dr. Cloud would come up and just would appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you. You bet. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
That's not a target, is it?
No, no, sir. No, sir. And if we do have a game later, Dr. Wendell has promised me to be the team photographer. So I promised to try to keep this presentation today into about an hour, so I'm going to turn some time over to 2 other folks that I've asked to share a little bit about the last 20 years. They have worked as part of our planning committee, for the last 6 months and putting together the timeline. If you had a chance when you were out back and saw the posters out there, that's their work. And if I could have Ken Pavlik and Dana Kernan come up and talk a little bit about our timeline. And then I'll say a few words after that, and then we can go tell stories with Mike or something. Oh, I got to do one more thing, sorry. So, this is, would you pick one of those for me?
Oh, gosh.
Yes. So, we have these nice gift baskets over here, and I forgot we had to, so get them out. Danielson, no. Yeah, so 264-5089. Is that anybody? We could be here a long time if... 264-5089. No? What? Oh, they're all the same? Okay. So I'm going to leave the last one. Okay, they're all, okay. Actually, the last four. 5079 is the last four. There we go, Rachel. All right. And just for the sake of time, I'm doing the next one real quick, too. 5111. Whoa, all right. Very good, excellent. All right, we'll come back to that in a few minutes, and let me, who's taking this? Ken, are you taking it? Oh, you're right behind me, there you go. Thank you.
Taking a cue from Dean Danielson, the two words that you want to hear most often right now is in conclusion. No, he asked me to share with you a little bit about the timeline. Hopefully everyone got a chance to view the timeline that was created and posted out back. And hopefully it's still there. That in case before you leave, you can peruse that and take a look. There was a lot of work that went into that, and Dana and the faculty, staff, and students, and even some alumni sent pictures in and some anecdotes and help us get the history right of that timeline. So I just want to thank all those people that did contribute to that. We're going to hopefully take that, take all the pictures, create a PDF out of it, and make that available to everyone. Because that was really, this is our first 20-year gathering, and I doubt if I'll be here for the next 20, but we want to have an archive, a repository for that, because it's about all of you. It's not really so much about the buildings and the classes and all that's part of our heritage, our history. But this fabric, this thing we call the Arizona School of Health Sciences, is each and every one of you that part of your journey that spent time either on the old campus or here in Mesa. 20 years really doesn't seem that long. It almost seems like yesterday to me that we started. I like to tell people that, those 15, 16 faculty, 4 staff, and 122 students were like pioneers. We were all in these covered wagons. And as Randy alluded to, we were asked to do something, to start something. And that little red brick building over on Grand Canyon was our home. And we all got together. I still remember that September Monday morning when we started off. And yeah, everybody had their computers and wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. And in a way, we all knew that we were going in some direction, but we just kind of looked at each other and took a deep breath, and the rest is history. And I've been here for these 20 years, and I've never been a part of something that I got to build from the beginning. And it's just wonderful. I want to share that with you because that's what's kept me here. For you guys, the people, particularly our students. I wish we had the opportunity to put every graduating class's picture on that timeline, because that's what built the Arizona School of Health Sciences. And those that are going to continue to come over the next 20 years, okay, we need to make room for them. So In conclusion, I know Randy, but yes, Wayne. No, I just want to say thank you for coming here today. It's wonderful. I usually tell people this is not a dress rehearsal. We only got one shot at this, and I'm glad you got to come and share in this experience. And we'll take that timeline, Dan and I'll work on that and make it available so that you can come back and take a look at it and look at those pictures and take a little stroll down memory lane. So thank you very much.
That was it. That's it. Very good. Thank you, guys. And if you did get a chance to see the timeline out there, please do. And they put a lot of work into that. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about was, where are we going? We have 5 disciplines at this school: PA, PT, OT, audiology, athletic training, and not only entry-level programs, but post-professional programs and online programs. And so, if I had the time, I would show you some slides. I won't, but some slides of each of our programs. We actually have 14 programs now. We have 2 residencies. We have an orthopedic and a neurologic residency in our physical therapy program. Thanks to Dr. Ferris and the PT program. We have a great AFA Hearing and Balance Institute that was put together by our audiology program thanks to a great grant that we received. And so we're about 60 faculty, about 20 staff that are working hard every day to take care of those about 959 students that count on us to impart to them the kind of knowledge they need to move out into practice. Healthcare is changing significantly. Healthcare education is changing significantly. I'm proud to say that we have a board of trustees and senior leadership that says what we want to do is we don't want to be just another school down the road. We want to be a school that takes care of the underserved, that takes care of those people that need it. I heard a great story the other day by Dr. Isaac Navarro, who came in and spoke as our hero speaker the other day. And he talked about, you've heard the story about the kid that's seen out by the seashore and is throwing starfish back into the sea. And somebody says, that's worthless because they keep rolling back up on the ground. And the kid took one and threw it way out there and says, but I made a difference in that one. And that's why we're here, is to take care of those starfish, to get clinicians and therapists out there to do that. So I'm gonna shut up now and just say thank you for being here. Enjoy the rest of the day. And am I doing something? Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank goodness for Melissa Eisenman to make sure that I do everything right. Okay, 5122. 5122. No, going once. We may be here tonight. 5121. Gary Dilford, right here. All right. Looks like there's some liquid in there. Okay. Wow. Okay. 5068. One off. 5068. Anybody? No, very good. We're down to the last 2 very nice ones. They're all nice. Okay. 5060. Okay, no 5060. All right. 5118. Ooh, so close. So close. We could be here another 20 years. All right. 5295.
Somebody else called us.
Yeah, that could be it. 5083. excited to take this home ourselves? 5127.
It's you.
You have to share.
Oh, let's look. Let's look.
That was so fun.
Let's see. Yes, we did. Is that you? Winner! Very good. So, have a great weekend. Thank you for being here. Feel free to stick around. Thank you.
Thank you.